Greetings everybody and welcome to episode number 11 of Building with Fret. And today I got some good projects for you that we're going to be working on. We're going to be working in the cave today, and we're going to construct a proper entrance to our cave at long last, and we're also going to build a furnace room. So for the materials for this project, for overhauling the cave entrance here, I have some smooth stone, some gravel, a little bit of mossy stone, some leaves, wood, a little bit of iron ore, and some cobblestone. And the first thing I want to do is kind of clear up the shape of it here. I blew it out with TNT a good while ago, but what needs to happen now is I've got weird shapes over here, and there's an entrance to a cave down there, and, you know, it's just generally not smooth. So I'm going to spend some time kind of placing blocks and breaking blocks to try and get a smoother shape that I like, ready for adding water in here in a later step. So, to kick things off with this project, I am starting to clear out the stone, as well as fill in parts of the cave with smooth stone, and try and shape the area to look more like a natural cave. Secondly, I am now working towards adding texture to the bottom of the cave in preparation for adding the water. I am using cobble and gravel here to create small areas where little pebbles and stones have collected up. I've also included some moss cobblestone around the edges, as moss would be growing near the waterline in damp areas of the cave. Finally, I have placed a layer of dirt and planks down as temporary blocks so I can create water sources on top to fill in the bottom of the cave with water. I then break those blocks. The reason I do this is currently water sources do not form on top of existing water sources, so I have to work from the top down. And there we have it. We have the beginnings now of an entrance. Now we've obviously got to add a walkway, and I want a dock in here for boats as well, so that's what we're going to think about adding next. So, as mentioned here, I want to start working towards adding the boat dock to the entrance of the cave. We start by expanding the cave entrance and then adding a wooden walkway along the edge, adding in some posts for support and connecting them to the cave wall. And now we have a nice walkway in here. I could easily walk along the side here. I've added a little dock area for the boats a little later, and I've also put some ladders in, so just in case I happen to fall in, I'll be able to climb out really easily. What I'd like to do now is I'd like to work on adding some detail to this place. So I'm going to be mixing in some dirt and plants, leaves, stuff like that, especially on this wall, a little bit on this wall too, and try and bring some color and some life into this cave. I also want to kind of work on this area up here. I want to bring a waterfall out and over the bridge here and into our little pool that we have built. I also added this as an entrance to my water drop into the storage room. I think that looks pretty nice. I'll probably polish this area up a little bit too. Add some grass and maybe some plants and things to this area as well, because I think that would be nice. And we'll see how that looks. With that plan in mind, I get to work firstly on adding some detail to the cave entrance and design a small custom tree on the new grass area. Then we can start and build out the little carved out section above ready for the waterfall. I have carved out the cave above here, and I am using dirt blocks to shape the cave into how I want it to look. I then replace the dirt with stone blocks when I'm happy with the look, as it saves resources. I'm making sure the waterfall goes ahead of the bridge and into the pool below. Then it's simply a case of just adding in the water source. Now we are going to add a little bit of detailing around the edges with some dirt. We can plant some flowers and bushes into that. We are also going to add a bit of a gradient into the walls with some cobblestone and moss stone. We are adding a gradient towards the bottom of the cave as a way of showing shadow nearer the ground and including moss cobblestone where moss would be growing in the damp conditions. A small amount of light would come through the cave entrance, enabling hardy plants to grow and survive in the damp conditions. This will provide a little bit of color and extra detail into the cave. Finally, I add these vines hanging down in the middle of the cave based off of a suggestion to me. I really like these hanging vines, and I think it adds another interesting feature in the cave entrance. Okay, so I have finished the entrance here to the cave for now, other than the grass spreading here, which is just taking its time. Look at this. I am very, very pleased with how this has turned out. So, what we have here is we have this nice, obviously, walkway along the side that we can use to get in the cave by walking. I've got a boat set up here though as well. Eventually we are going to connect this up to where the main lake is. I've got a rough idea of how that's going to go. I added in these vines into the roof, which were a really good suggestion, and I think they really make the area. I think it really just adds a little bit of detail in an otherwise plain area. Added some dirt in the roof, of course. These nice little patches of flora and fauna. I guess just flora. Fauna would be animals. In and around the edge here. I've done a little bit of texturing, of course, with the mossy cobble and cobble, a little bit of gravel as well. This little custom tree here, which I think is pretty nice. Just a small one. There's not much room here, but I think it adds a nice little bit. I also added this, So we kind of got rid of that weird dirt pathway, if I want to admire the hourglass over here. And we talked about the entrance being tidied up as well. There are maybe one or two things I would like to tweak about this in the future, but pretty much at this point I am happy with where it is at. One thing I am going to do is add in the posts all the way down to the bottom here. Can't forget about that. This is one of my favorite areas though in the cave. And we got one more to do over here. Let's get rid of this block. And we'll put a log there. And that does it. Let me know what you think of this. I really like it. If you have any suggestions of anything else, let me know. Now it's time to switch up projects and start work on the furnace room. So to kick things off here with building the furnace room, I'm going to want a path in order to get to it. So I'm starting to build a small little pathway out here, which is going to connect to the other side. And then I'm going to TNT some space out so that we can think about building the furnace room. Okay, so I have dug out a huge area and I have laid out where we are going to build our furnace stacks, which is what I'm calling them for our furnace room. It took me a little bit, actually, of carving out and TNTing. I also had to kind of reshape the cave back in up there because it broke through and interfered with it. And you know, we've still got more to do around the cave, don't get me wrong. It needs a lot of polish, but I want to get the furnaces in and get them built, and then we can kind of work around that. Yeah, up there's still a mess. One thing I did do, though, is up here, I went through and kind of polished all that up. There was this really ugly-looking area over there that was exposed from above. I filled that in, kind of shaped this around a little bit. The only thing I have left to decide what to do with now is that section right there. That section, there's a couple dark spots there if I take the torch out, so I'm going to have to figure out what to do about that. It may just be that I break the couple of blocks there and shape it a little bit more. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out. But what I wanted to do now is kind of show you how I'm going to build one of these furnace stacks, and then I'll probably go ahead and build the other two. Show you my design a little bit here and talk about my thought process in designing one of these. I did not use a reference image in particular for this particular build, but I really had this idea in my head of what if I built like a smokestack type thing, and what if that connected to like a pipe system or something like that, you know, to vent the steam and smoke away from the furnaces. So that's kind of my initial idea with this. And I wanted something that could be pretty well like tiled up to. I wanted the option of having lots of furnaces available for use. That was a big part of this. Right now, I am using those 4 furnaces, and have pretty much only been using those 4 furnaces for a very long time indeed. So the way this design works is we start with the slabs that I just placed down around the edge there. And of course the stairs don't quite align the way I would like them to. Which is like that. That's what I would like. I'll probably have to do a little bit of magic with it. The quickest way I know of doing that is to do this. And it corrects itself then. I just have to break the stair in order to do that. That one... Huh. I don't know what happened there, but... Yeah, that'll be what happens. I've got to do this. A little bit wasteful on stairs, but, you know, it's the look I want, so... Get rid of that. Place this. So we've got a little bit of a raised platform here for the furnaces to sit on, which I kind of like. Adding a little bit of height and you kind of walking up to it will just make it stand out a little bit more from a distance, I feel. Now we are going to start with the actual stack itself. The way that I do that is I start by placing cobble blocks like this. I'm going to put a torch in the middle to keep it bright and also so that I don't have to fill it in for right now. We are going to actually need some furnaces. We're going to need 8 furnaces for this. I could expand it, and I may well do if I feel that I need more. So we're going to fill in each of these. Oh, that's kind of weird. I mean, it's still accessible. Just a little weird there. Like that. Then we're going to hop up the front here. And we're going to build some steps. And the reason I put a step down is I'm not going to be able to connect to the furnace, of course. So we can go ahead and add each of the steps on right now. And I'm putting slabs in between to give us that little bit of color and texture, something a bit different. I actually also want to make, I think it's like this. Yeah, 4 buttons. Buttons are a great way of adding just a little bit of extra detail. I especially like it on this pair of smoothstone slabs here, because it kind of breaks up that line a little bit. So, on to the next step. We're going to need our smoothstone again. And what I'm going to do here is build a little ring around the inside, just like that. And we are going to add a stair, which is going to sit on top. And I'm going to do it like this. So if any of the stairs have changed position, they will correct themselves by doing that. And then what I want to do here is we're going to use a new technique that we've not really discussed yet too much, but it's one that I really, really like. Probably going to need to grab a little bit more smoothstone for it, though. I've got some cooking in the furnaces over here. We can take a look at what we've done so far. Looking pretty good. Kind of hard to tell with the dirt in front there. Oh, good. Almost done. So I have plenty to work with here. Good, good. Do I need more of anything? A perfect stack of cobble. I've got slabs. Yeah, I'm good to go. I have everything I need for this. So let's go up again. Can climb up here. And here's a little technique I want to share with you. Add some cobble here to break up the texture a little. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 smoothstone slab blocks next to each other. And maybe around the back here I'll do the same thing. And maybe right here I'll do this. And the purpose of this is to kind of make a brick-like texture. Especially from a distance. If we were to look at it from over that side, they start to blend together. Up close, it looks obvious that there are different blocks. But this kind of breaks up the stone texture a little bit. And I think adds a really nice texture to it. And we can head back, take a look a little bit. It's going to be kind of dark. Let me put a torch up on it for now, so we can just see a little bit. So yeah, obviously up close you can see that, but if you go further away, it kind of blends together a little bit more. And it's like there's a little brick in there. I just added that to a few different places on it. And now the next job will be to add something of a roof part, and that's what we're going to work on next. So I'm going to build up from here. This time we've got a couple of blocks here to work with. We can always dig up a little bit more as well. That's fine. I'm going to have to do some of that to shape the roof anyway. So I'm then going to get some stairs again. Like that, and let me get some more dirt. Like that. And we're going to put a smooth stone block in the middle. And we're going to put a slab on top of it. Now, around the back here, need to be able to get around here. We're going to go up to... this is going to be the same idea at the back. So a stair there. And a stair here. And then that in the middle. We'll add a slab to it. We'll go around this side. And we're going to go up to... So yeah, it looks like I'll need to just open up the roof another layer or so. And that'll be where the steam, smoke, or whatever it is will vent out the top. Tear this dirt down and we'll take a look at what we've built. A lot of dirt. There we go. But I think this is a really cool little design for the furnaces here. It makes it a bit more than just throwing some furnaces down. Yeah. The great thing about this too is it is tileable, in a sense. I mean, you could build multiple of them, of course, and it's tileable in that way, really, really easily. But actually, even in the stacks themselves, if you want to add more furnaces, just increase where the slab is a couple blocks up. And this could be very easily doubled to 4 furnaces per side. Right now, there are 8. You could double that, make it 16. If you were building this in an even taller room, you could go up even further. I probably wouldn't go much above 4, though, because then you'd need to start and use dirt or ladders or something to get to the higher furnaces. But this could very easily be doubled, and might even make it look a little bit better. I might try that out on one of these other ones and just see what it looks like. But that's our little stack design. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is replicate this on the others here, and we'll see what we have. Okay, so I've spent the better part of the last 2 hours or so shaping the cave around the furnace stacks here. I built the other ones. I tried it with 4 furnaces and I didn't feel it looked very good, so we've gone back to the 2 furnace model. All that's left for me to work on now in here to get this build complete is to work on the floor, which I thought we could do together a little bit. I was going to share some lighting techniques with you for this, but I just wanted to kind of show you the cave at the back here. So I carved into the wall to make some cave-like shapes, and then I got some smooth stone and just sort of built around that to kind of make a natural-looking-ish cave for this to sit in, and I'm actually quite pleased with it. I think it looks very, very nice. So, as far as the floor goes, what I would like to do is I want to run slabs around the edge. I've already kind of started it here. We're going to replace the stone here with cobblestone. So I think that'll look pretty good. And for lighting, we're going to do some lava lighting. I have to pop down here, take some damage, of course. And I'm just going to make a little pocket like that. I have a lava bucket already, which will go in like that. And we're going to put some glass over top so it's nice and safe. That's how I'm going to do the lights here. I've got enough lava buckets to do 12, which is all around each of the furnaces there. We don't need to necessarily do the bottom one because lava is going to be covering that. Now, I do have, or have had, some problems here with hostile mobs spawning in here, so I'm hoping that this is going to be enough. If it is not, then I'll have to add additional lighting to it to make this better. And there we go. So that's all of the lava lights that I had in mind now in here. We'll just have to make sure that hopefully it keeps everything bright enough. I'm not so sure about back there. We may need to do a little bit more. I want to take up the path here, these slabs. And we are going to move it to right here instead. I think there's a ladder there, which is what's blocking it. Yeah, there is. So, that's the middle. Probably going to bring the path just forward a little bit as well. Might need to make some more slabs. Probably will need to actually. But yeah, we're going to take this up. And move it. Gonna have to pop down there and get those. It's not really a safe way down. Hope none fell down in that. No, it doesn't look like it. Thankfully. Okay, so yeah, I have a nice way of getting back up there. My closest point of getting up is over here now. Not that I intend to be going down there all that much. Moving forwards. So we will put this down here. Add a little bit of a better path in. We'll get some smooth stone out. And I think we're going to do something like that. Just extend this out a little bit. Give it a bit more of a defined shape. I'm going to need to get some more cobble now to make more slabs for the edge. And then we're going to take up all of the stone here and replace it with cobble. And all the dirt and things. I'm going to need a bunch of cobble for that. Good thing for me is I have plenty from digging out the furnace room there. All of this came from the furnace room. All of it. If you can believe that. I'm going to make a few more picks while I'm in here. And we will make a bunch of slabs as well. That will probably do it. I probably got a bit overboard with the cobble, honestly. That's okay, though. So, yeah, let me run this around the edge, and then we'll start digging out the floor. So that's going to be the edge there. We'll start filling this in with some cobblestone. All along here. I'm going to keep this open as well. I decided that it would just be better to have another access point over here. Directly from the storage room. As well as the bridge. So we've got multiple methods of transportation to get us over here. Probably going to need to do something with lighting in that area, but that's okay. The old rail line tunnel is no longer going to be here. And I'm going to go ahead and replace all of this. So, there we have it. I have kind of taken the torches out. I've done a little bit of hidden lighting in here for now. I might add some more to this room still. I'm a little bit undecided. But I was thinking maybe at some point I'll add like some pillars in the back, maybe. We could have some lava running through them to provide a bit more lighting rather than this. But I am a little bit short on time for that today. But there we go. That is the finished, for now, furnace room. Got the nice floor in here with a little bit of mixed up texture. We've got some stone and cobble. For that, we've got the furnace stacks, of course. I've shaped all the cave now, as we saw. And this will come in very, very useful for all my smelting needs. Far better than the 4 furnaces I just had here than before. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. Of course, we worked on building the new cave entrance and the new furnace room. Let me know in the comments which was your favorite build. And if you have any ideas for either of them, I would love to hear them. But otherwise, I will see you again in the next episode. Take care. Thanks for watching.